Oh, boy, I thought we was gonna talk about the debate. Boy, we sure missed that one, didn't we?
Oh, let's do it. I'm cool with it.
I thought you was gonna try to come off with that first.
Well, I mean, because we normally cut it at the 2 hour mark, so I'm down to talk about it unless y'all got to go.
What time is it? Yeah, I gotta get up out of here. But I sure thought you was gonna get, because I sure want to hear your thoughts. I know you had a whole bunch of skills from my minds. Like that shit wasn't terrible.
Let's do highlights.
No, just let's go like this, because we really ain't got to show it. What did you think about it? What was your thoughts? Just give your thoughts.
I think Trump needs to learn how to have a debate.
Okay.
I think he needs literally like have a high school debate coach. Mm-hmm. Teach him how to debate and focus on the subjects that are at hand, that really matter the most, that he's trying to get the people to see, that he's trying to get the people to focus on. Mm-hmm. And for Kamala Harris, I'm just so tired of her not answering questions, not necessarily proposing a specific plan on how she plans on doing the things that she does. It just seems like they're at this point both throwing stuff out just to get in position.
That's it?
In a nutshell, yeah.
What you got, Jay, every day?
I ain't watch that shit, bro.
You ain't watch it? You really don't care?
Not particularly. I really I kind of made up my mind. I mean, you know, because like Spacer said, she's avoiding questions, and he has a hard time. Whatever, you know, he kind of goes off on a tangent somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Like, ooh, a fly.
Yeah. He want to tell you how to fly and all that other shit. I just want, like, let's start speaking the facts, right? Yeah. So that's basically it. I've heard snippets and stuff of different things, and I'm about tired of this already.
Yeah. Me too. Because I'm like this. It's just at this point, people are decided on what they're going to do. I guess maybe they're trying to appeal to the undecided group, which is the larger portion of the voter base, if you ask my opinion, my uneducated, unresearched opinion. I just want them to I don't know if they do, maybe listen to not so popular programs.
Yeah, listen to the No Key podcast.
Yeah. Listen to, because they can easily sway people if they do what Kamala Harris is on the Democratic side. Listen to what Republicans are saying and work your way around that. And vice versa with Trump. You on the Republican side, listen to what the Democrats are saying and work your way around that. But go ahead.
To me, and y'all know, I ain't on neither side, but after I watched that shit, I'm like, bro, and I've heard Trump speak a bunch of times. I heard Kamala speak a few times too. And both Democrat and and Republicans, when you lifelong Democrat, when you lifelong Republican, y'all some dick hosters for both of these people, to me. Because if you looked at that, and I'm not sitting up here saying that she's the best candidate, but if you looked at that and you say you still voting for that man, or what he did and how he said and what he was talking about, bro, the man. And I listened to it. I listened to it on the way going to where I was going and coming back. And I'm not saying I'm on, because she didn't convince me neither. But he damn sure convinced me not to vote for him. Bro, because if you still looked at that shit was just as bad as the Joe Biden versus him. And if you say it wasn't, I don't even want to talk to you no more. Go ahead and do your thing. Because you can't tell, I don't give a fuck if you're Republican, you got to be looking at like, bro, I can't, like, bro, what you talking about? Yeah, the man say Haitians is over in Ohio, Springfield, eating cats and dogs. The man said, hold on. The man said, I have the best debates. My debates are the best that's ever been in the history of debates. She's, what the fuck are you talking about? What are we going? You acting like a 3-year-old kid. Let's do a temper tantrum. So, to people who, you can do whatever you want to do, but from my own eyes and what I taught, I'm not telling you to do nothing. Because she still ain't convinced me. Easy to vote for her or vote for my goddamn self or Jay every day over there.
Please.
That's the only three. That's the only three I'm voting. Because that right there, bro, if you still talking about you vote, hey, man, do your thing, bro. I'm cool with it.
Jay every day, 2024.
Now, let Spaces can go ahead and rebuttal whatever I just said, but that's my opinion on that.
I've seen videos of people that live in Ohio saying that they've seen it. I've not seen people specifically do it. Was it necessary? But this is one of the things when I say he needs to have a debate coach, because
It wasn't necessary.
it wasn't necessary to bring that up.
Nah,
It wasn't necessary to bring that up. Like, I get that you might have thought it was okay to bring that up because she's the border czar and the Haitian people that you're talking about are allegedly illegal immigrants. But that's not, like, just like what Maul just said, you make your points, but you are all over the place with your points. You don't just focus on one thing and talk about it, or you don't this is the first time y'all met in ever, right? It's the first time y'all met and shook hands. You knew what she stood for. She knew what you stood for. But you know that she was the border czar or whatever. So why didn't you press them on making her answer those questions as it relates to how we're having such an immigration issue?
Because it's about galvanizing the American people, right? It's more, people have a problem with darker skinned people in general, right? I'm talking about Americans, white people will have a problem with a more darker skinned people. Right, so at first you can say, well, the Venezuelans, they're invading urban areas, right? It's like, oh, okay, that's nothing. Like, a number of niggas stay out there. Now, when you say the Haitians, right? So they get an idea of what a Haitian look like, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm right here, and then they get an idea. Yeah, they come in your complexion too, and they get an idea of what a Haitian look like, and then they say, well, they're moving into Middle America. So now, right? So now they're encroaching on Middle America, and it's like, okay, damn, this might actually be a problem, you know, because it's one thing when it's the Venezuelans moving and they quote unquote trying to take over 61st or 62nd and King Drive, as they were saying, but now when you got Haitians going to Middle America, you know, eating cats and dogs, you know, because you know how white people are about their pets, you know, it's a problem. And I think that's what they was trying to do, galvanize.
Yeah, but then they answer the question that the people there say they have no reports or they have not had none of this. This shit is false.
It's tough to really go one way or the other. This is why I said I've seen videos of people talking about it. I don't think about it one way or the other. It's because both sides will pay people to say and push whatever narrative they want to push.
Yeah. And then, to me, too, with the border thing, we can call her border czar all you want to. You know that ain't got nothing to do with the presidency, right? You know they got something to do with the Congress and the House. They need to pass some type of legislation or something like that, right? You know that, right? So that don't have nothing to do with particularly her, right? Or him, because it was the same. The border stuff been when Obama was there, the border was bad. When Trump came, the border was bad. And when Biden then, when the border was bad, until they passed some legislation in the Congress and the House, that's when it get changed. So we can't put that on just the presidency. I learned that. I did some reading and some digging on that. It ain't got nothing really to do with them.
I think it's tough. It's as you dig deep into the information about it, it's like the more you learn, but it's also you find that the more you really need to learn, right? It's like there's so many different aspects to it. So, of course, I imagine there's multiple levels to whether or not they were here. I will say that Obama was known as the deporter-in-chief, though.
Oh, yeah, he was deporting motherfuckers left and right.
Right, so...
Yeah, he was. I ain't gonna lie. I heard, yeah.
So I don't know what the immigration numbers were during his pregnancy. His presidency.
He was pregnant?
I don't know what the numbers were with his presidency.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily know what it was with Trump's presidency. I do know that it was not as out of control for either of those terms until we got into this presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So something changed.
I think
and something is not being addressed.
You can randomly say you're seeking asylum over here, and that's kind of the problem.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Without none of that being confirmed, like. You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe it should be a holding spot or something for these people until we can confirm this. Because, again, a lot of the Venezuelans that I've seen, you know, these guys don't look like they were seeking asylum.
Right, and then even with that, like, how do you know one way or the other if these people are actually seeking asylum versus trying to stir up some chaos? You don't.
It's true. You're true
And
on
it's
that
like,
too.
cool, bring the women and children over. Like, normally the men, unfortunately, you kind of cannon fodder, but, go stay there and fight the war.
What Be Humble said?
Be Humble said, but Obama didn't talk about the deportation. I'll agree with that because I don't recall ever hearing him mention anything about immigrants. Also, the border states are shipping the immigrants. The border states are shipping the immigrants to other states. We are forgetting that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We get it. And, they're shipping them to the quote-unquote sanctuary cities. But, cities like Chicago and wherever the fuck else. Normally New York, Democrat cities, right?
So,
Democrat-ran cities. You probably shouldn't be sanctuary cities anymore. Like, it's a drain on the American people and the economy. So,
Nelson Beauty said, all this does is back up the status of those who came here legally. Also, companies will take advantage of this with inflation, with all the free benefits given to them.
Yeah, I mean, look at the truck drivers, right? So you got truck drivers who we talked about it, and truck drivers who I don't know how these companies are even hiring these people. They don't even have a Venezuelan CDL. You know what I'm saying? A Mexican CDL. But they somehow come over here, don't have no CDL, and run everybody off the road and kill people.
Yep.
Be Humble said, if you notice, it states with black leadership.
Yeah, unfortunately, and that's why I say a lot of this stuff is there really needs to be a push to again local level policy, politics and policies, getting out on those non-election years and getting out there and voting for people that's gonna really push the agenda that you're looking for
the betterment of your city,
your
area,
all that district,
And that's one thing that I noticed with these conversations doesn't really happen. It's like there isn't a focus or a pushing for the governing officials to focus on the people and the city as it stands. I don't see it myself. Maybe I need to change my algorithm, but it's like when only time I see that is after something happens. Like, I didn't know that there was so many people that were pro Chicago until the immigrants started coming here, and Brandon Johnson was condoning giving all these people, these asylum seekers, all of the benefits that the Chicago people were already trying to get.
Yeah, you don't see it because it's not on social media. It's not blasting in your face, and the media don't put it out there. But they out there walking, boots to the ground, walking, protesting all the time. It's just that because you don't be over there, you don't see it. I know Jerry Day probably see it because he's like, he's in the city. He's mostly in the city most of the time. You don't really see them protesting and stuff like that, Jerry Day?
I've seen it happen a few times.
See, but we don't see it because it ain't in the algorithm. It ain't like the pro thing to do unless it's a cop kill somebody or something like that. Yeah. Then that's when you see it. But they out there protesting all the time about rights and shit like that. When the DNC would say they was out there protesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. When situations like that arise is when I see people en masse going at, trying to, make their opinion and their voice known in groups. Yeah. Like, you'll see your onesies and twosies, maybe even threesies and foursies. But in like actually attending town hall meetings,
you don't
speaking up to
you don't see
but it's like when black people do decide to come out and speak out, and it's like, oh well, you niggas is racist, now it's black people racist, because you're speaking out about essentially what's going on within the community. You're moving groups of people who just simply culturally different than you, into the areas, different areas.
But I ain't gonna lie though, I sent y'all that I don't know if y'all looked at the interview I sent y'all with Ice Vezo. Mm-hmm. Now, it was some little crazy stuff he said and whatnot, but he was dropping some gems. Like, and I think I've heard Jay every day say this. You done sent us a couple people who said the same thing too. Well, we need to get on, like, I know all of us, and we're not a monolith, all black people, but we need to get a couple things that most of us agree upon and go vote in blocks.
Yeah.
For real, like straight facts. I don't give a fuck if it's Democrat or Republican. You willing to get us and do these things for our community? These are the things we need to. We need to fuck with you on. Mm-hmm. Black or white, it don't matter what color you is. You doing this. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So,
black people hating on immigrants.
This is something that came across my purview, and it's a short video. Well, I guess short enough. Check it out. Let's check it out.
Who is this? Who said this? Because you know that's probably Photoshop.
You
I don't
don't
want
hang
to
no signs about black people hating on immigrants, because black people ain't got no reason to hate on no immigrants.
Oh no, but the immigrants got
We
no reason to
everything
hate
y'all
on us.
are in there some. Let me tell you something. You get them signs down. Anytime that Alderman Lawson and Silverstein and what's that other?
Cesar
They sit up
Lopez.
here and talk
Lopez.
about how they should get a hate crime bill because swastikas was in Ziploc bags in their community. They hung this in our community. We want it off the polls. We want that to be the beginning of a hate crime. And that organization, which is a white liberal organization, like in the words of Malcolm X, who told us what? That the white liberal is the worst enemy to the black man.
Yes.
And
To
in
the
here,
black American.
coming up in here, acting like y'all representing some social justice.
Say that,
But all
sister.
along,
Say
all
that.
you're doing is trying to use black people
Say
to
that.
find a reason to make some money.
Say
Let
that.
me tell y'all something over there. We're done. The Democratic Party is done. You ain't gonna lose.
I didn't see that before.
Damn.
I didn't see that before. Hold on.
Fuck over there looking like, what we got to do with this?
They hit her with the.
Hell, they pearls, B.
Tell y'all something over there. We're done. The Democratic Party is done. You ain't gonna mess with us like
Y'all
this
gonna
no
abuse
more.
us.
I'm telling you what I'm
They
telling
get to
you.
abuse the black
Trump
American.
gonna come in here and gonna clean it up. I'm telling you, you wanna know what the righteous are. You leave the Democratic Party. Do just like RFK Jr., just do like that Tulsa lady. You better get up out the Democratic Party. Save yourself, save your families, save your dignity, save your jobs, and save your seats. Because if y'all don't, we coming for your seats. We ain't taking this no more. We ain't taking no disrespect from a bunch of people who have broken into the
Pause
country.
real quick. And I think that's the issue. I think black people are coming into a real, if you vote Republican, it is what it is. But I think black people are, because we voted Democrat for so long,
Facts.
we realizing that a lot of these Democrats and Democratic policies aren't really helping the community. Right, we vote the same people in over and over again. You're right,
Facts.
right, and what they say when you do something over and over again with the same results, right? That's insanity.
Insanity, yeah.
Right, so we're snapping out of this insanity, okay, and we're starting to explore our options, right? And when we had things such as civil rights, see, a lot of these immigrants and stuff didn't come in heavy like that until civil rights. Did we have immigrants? Of course, right? But I'm talking about the ones in South America and stuff like that. They didn't start really come over in droves until black people, quote unquote, got civil rights. So once black people got civil rights, then all other groups came over. Right, and now they're piggybacking, and then this goes with the community as well. The alphabet community as well. But they're piggybacking on the things that basically our forefathers really fought for, right? So I'm all for people coming over here, but you know what I'm saying. There's just a process that you have to do it, right?
Yeah,
and so it's good that black people, even if you're not necessarily voting, Republican, it's cool that you're voting independent. You know what I'm saying? You can think for yourself. You don't vote straight down the line and say, well, nigga, I'm voting Democrat because my mama voted and my grandmama and shit like that. And, because to me, it's two different things about, like, the Republicans. See, the Republicans, to me, they always come off as kind of like these staunch racist type, and it just is what it is. It's just kind of what I've noticed. They always kind of come off like that. And then the Democrats, they always come off as weird. It's always some weird agenda that you're trying to pass, you know what I mean? The A-word, can we say that? Abortions?
Yeah, yeah. It's not as inflammatory.
Okay, but, when we talk about, like, abortions and stuff like that, and you talk about they can do it until the third trimester. Nigga, that's weird. That's weird, and that's murder.
1 month.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give y'all however many months y'all want, but what I'm saying is, like, third trimester is nuts,
It's facts.
right? And y'all okay with it? Y'all okay with tampons in the boys' bathroom and
That's
weird
deletion.
and different weird shit? So
That's
it's
murder.
like y'all always trying to push. Huh?
That's murder.
Yeah, it's murder.
That's a body on you, B. You don't know what you talking about. That's a body.
Well,
That's
it's
a
not
body.
what I'm talking about. It's what the Democrats is talking about, right? That's
But
what I'm
saying
talking about.
Yeah, but that's a body. We call that in the streets. That's a body.
Call it what you want to. It's still weird. You know what I'm saying? Call it what you want to. It's weird. And that's my point, is when you go start leaning over there, even if you were a person that kind of independently thinking, oh, which side should I go with? And then you start digging in their shit, and they talking about, oh, well, it's okay that you do abortions up until 9 months. I'm like, nigga, it's crazy. It's crazy work. So.
And that's a summarization of what I think about when I think Republican and Democrat, it's like people just saying like, I don't care, do whatever. Like the phrase is like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's either like that, as people have their own issues with the phrasing and stuff or whatever, but it's like we reward hard work, but you're not gonna like the work, versus do whatever you want to do and live however you want to live, and don't think about the repercussions that come with it.
Be Humble says no abortion in the third. I mean, I'm not sure if there's a statement or I'm sure there's a statement. But I've looked up the research, Be Humble, and what it said was something around a little over 1 million abortions happened in 2023. Right, of those million, 1% was after 5 months and 1 week. Right, so at 5 months, you can't, the sex of the baby. This is a baby that has a heartbeat. There's been times where a 5-month-old baby, came into this world prematurely and was able to survive in the NICU unit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a person that could survive. We're not talking about, like Maul said, in 1 month. We're not talking about nothing like that.
I think that's still crazy, too. Unless, to me.
That was 11,000 of those.
I don't think it should be none of those, especially if your life is not dependent on it. Like if you about to die or the mother about to die, okay, I can understand that. That's totally understandable. I think anybody will understand that because we're trying to save your life. Mm-hmm. But if it ain't that, bro, you got to give it up for adoption and just going through with this thing. We can't do that right now. It's just my opinion, and if it's still you can do whatever you want to do. You're going to have to go run the tape with God. You're going to be sitting up there. He's going to be like, okay, what was this?
Let's see. Be Humble going back. He said, "All she's on or something." Talking about the lady in the video. He said, "Blacks are minorities." That's not what the Democrats are talking about. Not abortion in the third. Naps and Beauty said the debate was a 3v1. Yes, it was Trump versus Kamala and Trump versus both of the judges. I mean, 4v1 if you want to talk about ABC as a company. Be Humble said, "Why you need to find out why, not just say it's an abortion." What? Be Humble.
I'm not finna go look up the research on why. Like, it was, first of all, it was 1 million of them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure it was quite a few because they wanted to.
It could have been due to the health of the mother. Maul mentioned that there are circumstances other than just an abortion. I mean, this is the way I see it, man. This is the way I see it, and this is what research shows. The absolute majority of abortions come from consensual sex.
Yeah, people want to throw the rape on there and all that other stuff,
and incest and all this. Yeah. Listen, that stuff it happens. Yes, it happens. That's not saying I'm not justifying anything because that's terrible. Anybody that does that to somebody deserves to have their genitals burned off.
Oh yeah, I mean, do
God,
burned off because that's disgusting. On the flip side, the absolute majority of abortions that happen come from consensual sex, and then on top of that, I read a study that said 40% of the women that get one spin the block and come back for another.
Damn, spin the block on that is crazy.
Yeah, spinning the block. What happened the second time they spent the block? What was the reason for that? Be Humble. Because first of all, I did research. I researched enough to know that it was over 1 million, and it's always been over 1 million for a nice little while. I researched enough to know that 1% of that is, after the 5th month. So done enough research. Now I'm not going to be able to research why 1 million people or 1 million abortions happen. That doesn't even statistically. I don't have that type of time on my hand.
But let's finish this. It's only like another minute left in this particular video.
And now have completely broke the city, have completely broke the country, have completely disgraced the United States of America. America is a disgrace. And for the solution, you give us a fake, black, cackling hand of a candidate. With a vice president that's talking about he want to put tampons in the boys' bathroom. The number one function of a president.
You say black people shouldn't be concerned about abortions. Why not?
Who said black people?
Be Humble. He said black should not be considered about abortion. Abortion is about whites not having kids.
Okay, but black people participate in it and are some of the most participants in it. So
I was just about to say, like, where the Planned Parenthoods are in.
So that's lame. And you're so what are you saying? That's lame. What are we talking about here? You're a participant, a heavy participant in it, and then we're gonna say we shouldn't be talking about it. It's on there. We're gonna talk about it.
That's one of the things that Kamala Harris talks about the most. She doesn't specify white people should have abortion. She said abortion should be, I probably shouldn't say the word so much, but that should be acceptable. They should be able to do it up until whenever.
Hey, man, like I say, you're going to have to run the tape on God. So if you want to do that, be at it. Have how many of you want to have. I ain't the father of the baby. I don't.
You tell me anything about a Kamala Harris that look like she can protect this country after y'all just sat up here and they get it overridden with a bunch of illegal Democrats. Y'all just sat up here and put America's hands in all kind of wars. And you telling me a TACON man that ran from duty don't even know what his rule was. Kamala Harris, who don't know what race she is, gonna protect this country?
10 seconds left, but yeah, I thought that was a powerful video.
The devil is a lie. Y'all better keep them signs down. Yeah. I know.
Go ahead.
Look, man, I'm going to tell y'all what one of the great philosophers told me, man. When I be going in the goddamn booth, if I seen you been in there a little bit already too long, it's time to get some new judgment up in here. It's time to switch it up. You shouldn't be in here this long. We should start voting. Like, we keep voting for these people and then keep voting and keep voting and keep voting. Nah. I don't even stay in the city of Chicago. And I'm telling them, hey, Mayor Johnson, that nigga got to go. First of all, the nigga 35, 36 with a mohawk. That's crazy to me.
Was it $30,000 a year?
It don't matter. I don't care what it was. Bro, you got a mohawk and you almost 40. And Governor Pritzker really got to go. I'm going to get his ass. We getting his ass up out of here. For real, for real.
I need to learn more about him because I
don't give no fuck. We ain't got to learn no more. You did what you did. We're going to go ahead and get this shit reset. We got to get somebody else up in here, bro. You got to go.
Oh, here we go. Be humble. All right. So Nelson Beauty said, I believe the government is lying to us about the real population count of Black America. That's why there are Planned Parenthoods and illegals in our areas. He said no whites have more abortions.
I didn't say they. Yeah, I was waiting for that. So what I said we were major participants. That's what I said. I didn't say more. I didn't put a number on it on purpose. Of course, they're going to have more because they're more in population. There's more of them that use welfare. I know that. It's called per capita. I'm aware.
Blacks aren't having abortions at the rate of whites. Well, this is the thing, bro. We are 1/5 of the population in comparison to them. They are 65% of the American population. So of course they're going to have more. So I mean, we can talk percentages. If we're talking percentages, then that's a better number to go off of. But if we're talking just flat out numbers,
there's more whites in jail. It's more whites in jail. The percentage of niggas in jail is gonna trump the whites. I mean, not percentage of, but percentage of black people to jail to white people to jail. The number is way higher.
I had a link for that. I was waiting for
that's simple math.
Yeah, man. This was extended to what, 240? Oh, 220, 227.
She's still talking? Let her play again. Keep her playing, man. Let her finish her statement, man. Let her finish her last 5 seconds.
Let's see him go back a little bit.
Kamala Harris, who don't know what race she is, gonna protect this country? The devil is a lie. Y'all better keep them signs down. Yeah. I know that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Whew, sheesh. But that was all I have for today, man. It was a great conversation. Great catching up with you guys and being able to talk about some things that we had to put off. I was waiting for you. You guys are all having all fun and traveling and stuff, man.
You traveled to Detroit and went to
nigga hopped and skipped to Detroit and no talking about we traveled.
Went to Shake Shack. What was the place?
He said Shake
Sweetwater.
Shack. You went to Detroit just to go to Shake Shack when it's where they open? That's crazy.
Well, they had a Southland called a Southland Mall.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's super small.
Oh, okay.
Super small. I would put that on par with Lincoln Mall.
Oh, okay. Then you're saying avoid it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really missing much going in there. It was nice to see it, just to see it, but definitely don't need to go unless you need something. Because I had to buy a shirt out of H&M.
Okay.
But
They had no Forever 21s?
it was right next to it.